We're constantly on the go, grinding, chasing the concept of living the American dream. Working endlessly like slaves, keeping the machine alive. Enduring the chaos and craziness day in and day out. Seems not to be enough time in the day to accomplish the things we set out to do. As life gets more frantic, competitive, erratic, noisy, screaming to get away from it all, maddening feeding frenzy comes so close to devouring our soul. All of a sudden,
Ikigai.
another morning reveals itself. I awaken to the sounds of cicadas. The first order of business: coffee. The reason I created this video is to open a dialogue to inspire and encourage Black and brown people, regardless of age and gender. Outdoor exploration can be an enlightening learning experience and isn't exclusive to any given demographic. So this is it. This is my place, Rocktown. This is where it all started. This is how I cut my teeth in climbing. It was all by accident. It was not that I wanted to be a rock climber. I never ever expected the fact that I would fall in love with rock climbing. Some friends and I had skipped classes to go on this camping trip. We hike in looking for a place to set up camp and I come across this giant boulder field. And I was like, oh man, this is so awesome. And just like a kid, I just start scrambling all over these rocks. Like, oh, let's climb this one, let's climb that one. And it's like, man, this is so cool. My roommate at the time had this pamphlet that had all these little courses and classes that you could take at the school he was going to. So I saw Rock Climbing 101. Like, oh man, it's $50. Learn how to, rock climb. We ended up going to Sand Rock, and that was the first time I'd actually tied into a rope and had gone vertical. So I learned how to climb outdoors first. And it was awesome. It was awesome, I was hooked. So I've been climbing ever since. I think what I like about climbing is the community. I've had the opportunity to meet some really cool people. Actually got a chance to see some really awesome climbers, and the fact that it's a sport in so many ways as well as a lifestyle. The people I've come across are very enthusiastic, very supportive. There's this drive, so it has nothing to do with your level of ability, as long as you're having a pretty good time. It also equates with the challenges that you have in life as far as setting out to accomplish a goal. And oftentimes it takes time, and I think the thing that marries the two is the fact that it's a process. There's certain challenges in climbing that you want to push your limits. And the only way to get better is to train at it, to keep trying and trying and trying until you finally get it. And it releases more self-confidence that you can push yourself a little harder. So I would say the journey itself, in philosophical terms, is what I like so much about climbing. Yeah. Having been a climber for almost 30 years, I've often noticed, give or take a rare sighting, there were no people that looked like me that climbed. Why is there a lack of diversity within the climbing community, or the outdoors for that matter? One thought that comes to mind is that the sport is marketed to the majority, under the assumption non-whites do not engage in this lifestyle. However, in this age for the push for diversity and inclusion, the new catchphrase, is a selling point that's only been glossed over. Is it the lack of awareness or access, economic status, social engineering, class, geographical demographics? It's interesting that this conversation has never come up within the number of people I've climbed with over the years. At first, my black friends thought I was crazy or baffled that I climbed. When I encouraged them to try it, I was rebuffed. That's crazy stuff that white people do, some would say. Others were intrigued but never took me up on it out of fear of what they might encounter, especially in the South. Perhaps rock climbing is seen as elitist. Yet, unlike mountaineering and alpining, climbing is actually a readily accessible and affordable pursuit. For me, rock climbing represents more than just climbing. It's being outdoors, whether it's hiking, running, or any other activities that draw me to the wild. When I'm out here running, there's this sense of solitude. It's peaceful, where I get lost in my thoughts and let my imagination go where it wants. It's a great and challenging way to get into shape. Just watch out for the roots in these rocks. For that brief moment, the pressures and stresses of everyday living is lifted. I become in tune with the environment around me.
Big belly check. High check. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. High check. Stay upright. Stay upright. Stay damn upright. Nice pickup. Go back to the other band setup. We'll stick with this.
I train, and train some more. Foster Falls is in the Sequatchie Valley and part of the Cumberland Plateau. South of the Cumberland State Park, it was formed by erosion of a compression anticline. The Sequatchie River flows through. Some claim it's a rift valley which is produced by tensional tectonic forces which occurred at divergent plate boundaries some 300 million years ago. This is one of my favorite climbing areas and I've always had a fun time whenever I'm here. Here are a few reasons to put on the backpack and get out into the rugged terrain. Climbing can be as intense or easy as you want it to be. It can be the fresh air and feeling the breeze across your face. I like being outside because you can see wildlife and enjoy the beauty of the landscape. It's refreshing, giving me a sense of freedom. I love the sunshine on my skin, the sights, sounds, and smells. Make new friends or spend the day with your climbing buddies. gaze into the campfire, and trade stories over a nice beverage. There's nothing like lying under the stars, gazing into the universe. I feel grateful and calm in the forest. The woodsy aromas in the autumn after a rain is priceless. You have some of the best views.
Good luck with everything. Absolutely. Have fun. We will. Thank you. Come on, Lucas. Yep. Remember, you're going right. Yeah, you can find it.
Having access to the outdoors and communing with nature is for everyone and should be available to enjoy by all.